but don't tempt me. Better keep it friendly. Ain't going out like Diddy. Got a whole lot of soldiers, whole lot of in no Bentley. Really think we passed that? He can send this shit on Cash App. In the air, cause her ass flat. Fuck that. I want power. They say it's up. And there ain't nothing to discuss here. What you knew about that? I can't follow with my niggas. Where they do that at? In position for that power. I can't bring it back. I got that shit on me now. We don't play like that. If the nigga cross the line, he must want me to step or some. Like George Jefferson. Yes, indeed. Begging please. Like the referee. Niggas think I'm tripping about that shit. Now they off. Niggas could keep it true around this bitch. But that's a pause. Hold on, let me get the scoop on this nigga. Think he flow. Had to tell my man the truth about that bitch, cause that's my dog. They say it's up then. And it ain't nothing to discuss then. People talking with revenge, we like best friends. Just left Atlanta, now I'm in Bama with the West End. Blood on 125th, what they knew about that? I can't follow with my niggas. Where they do that at? In position for that power. I can't bring that back. I got that on me now. We don't play like that. Bezos said, you gonna piss people off doing it early this live. Hey man, I went to the gym, got out the gym, and it is what it is, man. So I hope I'm able to get a good response from the people. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Y'all up early y'all all up early getting ready for church anyway. Bezos says he speak for the people. We're gonna find out. All right, I'm gonna play one more song. Respect. Yeah, that bass knock. Yeah, that bass knock. Yeah, that bass knock. I just left Atlanta. I said I'll be back in August. The way I go to work, I be this bitch. I need an office. Pussy so good, shoulda put it in my coffin. If you read, they back the fuck up on me, nigga. In their face, trying to bring the bass. My shit raw. I'm gonna bust their head no matter what I play. I'ma take the word, you get that bread, bitch. What I say? On the run, going undefeated just like OJ. No, I gotta kick that little rascal, catch it pump face. Shorty Kobe said she need that spanking. She need that spanking. I said, okay. Yo, Kyle crazy. 144, I'm who to send it, get them answers. I'm sicker than the cancer. I'm quick to get them bands. I don't know why they keep on playing with me. Who the one they said they give me this glizzy with me? Kept that bitch so good, they like, who made the chillin'? Now they wanna reconsider. Guess that I'm the one trippin'. Drop the truth like Ken Whips. Come through the club like Pippin'. I'm always trying to flip my penny. Busy, I can't be a minute. Get that dough like Mississippi. Listen, nigga, we back at you. I just left Atlanta, I said I'll be back in August. The way I go to work up in that bitch, I need an office. Pussy so good, shoulda put it in my coffin. If you play out the nigga, back the fuck up off me, nigga. You heard and I can see it in his face. Time to bring that bait, my shit raw. I'm gonna bust their head no matter what I play. I'm gonna take the word, you get that bread, bitch. What I say? On the run, going undefeated, just like OJ. Niggas out there, what about it? I know about it, they can't stop it, ain't worried about it. Niggas fake, they ain't solid, no, I'm hard about it. Niggas mad, they can't take me. Niggas know they can't fake me. She say, who he think he is? Right now, I look like God, baby. Standing on that block, baby. Break up on that top, baby. Screaming, fuck the free world. Busy man, bitch, I'm always on my job. Drop that album, get some media, hit like get a Rico charge. See me throw that one up in the air. Damn. I thought, listen, I made it at least. What did I do on the live stream on TikTok now? I just played a song. Yo, it's crazy. They said my live violates. All I did was play a song. Hold on, caller. All I did was play a song. Like, what the hell? Dangerous. Oh, maybe they saw me driving. Maybe that's what it was. I
guess. I don't fucking know, man. I ain't got time. So I can't go live again. What's today's date? What's today's date, man? I hate TikTok, man. I hate TikTok. When they say I can go live again, let me see. Hold on. Let me see when they say I can go live again. View details. I think it's probably the driving. That's probably what they say. Because I know TikTok be restrictive about that. And what's interesting is I think I switched your access to go live on all channels. Oh, okay. So at 9:23, I can go live again. And what's crazy is in that time, I'll be back home. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Cleveland.
What's going on? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question, brother. Should you cap?
Shalom, brother.
I want to ask you this question. Like in the Word of God, when it talks about when the Lord, the Most High, will say, "I'm gonna raise a people that's not mine."
What verse you talking about?
That was in the Old Testament, man. I ain't got the verse, but it talks about in the scripture that when the Lord said, "I was gonna raise a people that's not mine."
He doesn't say. There ain't a verse that
To
says, to my knowledge, there's no verse that
to
says he's gonna raise a
to
people
make.
that's not his people. He said he'll provoke us to jealousy with a
Oh, okay.
no people.
Got you. Okay, so I got that. Okay. So and this is another one, Cap.
But do you want
And
do you want me to answer the question or not?
oh yeah, yes sir,
Okay.
yes sir. Sorry about it.
When it talks about not a people, everybody is a human being on the planet Earth. What makes Israel a people is because we have the Most High. So we became not a people in Isaiah 7 and 8. You can see us not a people. In Hosea, the first chapter, you can see us not a people. So what it's speaking is prophetically, because he did provoke us to jealousy with a people not a people. They would be what you call the northern kingdom or the Israelites that were cast off. So to be a people, you have to be of God. That's what makes you a people. If God doesn't own you, then you're not a people. So that's why when he says the other nations are nothing, because he didn't put his name on those people. So when he took his name off of us, we became a no people. But those no people were prophesied to become the children of God, and the Israelites that was still a part of God will become envious of that. That's what it's talking about.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. Because I was hoping that you ain't asked me what's five times five.
Oh no, it's 5 plus 5. It's 5 plus 5. Nah, you
Okay,
good, you
man.
good.
Hey man, I love you, out, man. Hey, for real, out, man. You awesome cat, man. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
That's
it.
another thing. This is the last one I want to ask you. Why is it so bad? I mean, why people so called God's people want the other nations to be a part of us so bad, man. What is their problem, man? I mean, what is it?
In today's time, it's just a self-hatred. Because
Mm.
being black, just imagine as a kid, you sound like you might be a little older like me. Have you ever heard of the doll test?
Oh yeah, I'm 56. You said the what test?
The doll test.
No, not at
Okay,
all.
got you.
That's my
When
knowledge.
anybody get some time, as a matter of fact, I'll see if I can YouTube it. So there's this terminology called the doll test. And this is something that they've been doing since the 40s and 50s. Well, what they would do is they would take a white doll and they would take a black doll.
Oh,
They would put dolls in front of children. Now they're putting this in front of children after we've been called pickaninnies and we've been called porch monkeys, as of course the N-word. We've been called all
right,
these things, and then they would take the white doll and the black doll and put it in front of children and say, which one is the pretty doll?
right.
And all of the black little children pointed to the white doll. And then they would
Yes.
ask them,
Oh,
which one is the ugly doll? And all of the black children, would point to the black doll. So since
yes.
as a kid, we're reared up to hate everything black. And
Mm,
so you have two sides of the coin. Well, technically you'll have three sides of the coin. The one
right.
side is The one side is those that totally hate themselves, the ones that will marry white women or white men, the ones that are, look down on black people, including themselves, the ones that will blonde their hair out, get the blonde weave, the ones that want to cut their beards off and look white and
Right.
talk all proper because they're afraid of all that. And then you might have what they call the extremists, the I'm black and I'm proud. You got the afros, wearing all black, speak super pro-black. Then you might have those in the middle that are just trying to balance it out. But the reason why we have such a, we want to unify with everybody else is because of that self-hatred. Because we have such a self-hatred of each other, we can't see salvation unless it's with another nation. If it's not with another nation, we just can't see that salvation whatsoever. We can't even fathom it. It's not attainable. It's not something that's realistic to us because of that. So because of that, we don't join with each other. That's why.
Right. Because the Lord, the Most High took me out of the church over like 10 years ago. Man.
Okay.
And I thank God for that. And it's my last question I want to ask you because I was just looking up some stuff. Was Luke a Hebrew Israelite?
Yes. How
they try to say.
So what I'm gonna ask you. So this is very simple to understand. The Bible is for Israelites, right?
Right.
So would God have a book in the Bible by a non-Israelite?
No, I don't believe that at all.
That's all you need. Like that's all I need to know right there. Like there ain't gonna become some white man that's just so good. We got to put his book in the Bible.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And
so
then
No, go ahead.
So it did cause I was listening to you yesterday, man. I don't get these dudes. It's right in scripture, and you talked about that Yeshua, Jesus have a God, man.
Right.
He's not the Most High, but it's right there. You got so many scriptures, man. John 15, John 16, and like you go into the book of Revelation, all over the Bible, and you can read it to them, and they still try to tell you that he's God, man.
That's indoctrination. A lot of that, they don't want to break away from what they've been indoctrinated with. Like Christianity, when you give your spirit to something, that can become such a stronghold. It's hard to break away from it because of the mental bondage that it does.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you said that to me, because Cap, because the Lord told me, say something. What I revealed to you is the truth. He told me, man, you from the tribe of Judah, 12 tribes of Israel, y'all are the center. Y'all are my people.
Right.
And he said, what you learn now, what you know, it's me. Because at the time I was reading some stuff and I see some stuff, then I hear some stuff and I have a struggle where I'm like, man, is this really true? Is God really against these people? So I like that. What you had said, that the stronghold, because a lot of strongholds is being broken off me, man. That's why I need to get with y'all, with y'all brothers. But I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, man.
I can give you a number. No, you're in Cleveland, Ohio. You're not away from us, brother. I can give you a phone. I can give you a number for Cleveland, for Ohio. You just let me know.
Okay,
you just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready because you in New Jersey, right, brother?
Right.
Okay, man. I got to meet you in person, though, man. One of these days.
Yeah, definitely, man. Listen, if they tell me to come out to Cleveland to teach a class, I'll teach a class out there. So
man, boy,
when you call the number, just say, "Hey, can you get Cap to teach a class out here?" And I'll come out there and teach a class.
Okay, bet for sure. But I'm ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's going to be 479 685
yes, sir.
9106.
Yeah, man, because I was kind of thinking, man, Cap, because I was kind of in certain areas, man, kind of struggling, man, with God. But it is what it is, man. I'm thankful and I'm glad, man, for the awakening. And I'm glad that I am the part of this 12 tribe Israel, man. I thank the Most High God for that, man. I appreciate you out, man. And I just, man, as God continue to bless you, man, and make you stronger, man, and continue, man, to open up the eyes of the people, man. I
Yeah, definitely,
appreciate
man.
you.
Hey, no problem. Just make sure you give that number a call, right?
Okay, bet I will.
All
I
right, no problem.
appreciate you, man.
All right,
All right, thank you.
no problem. Did I go too far? No, I'm right, good right here. Now I'm gonna play some of what I was talking about. I want y'all to listen to this video. All right, this video is about the doll test. All right, I'm gonna play it.
Demonstrated that separate was not equal and separate was not good. In fact, separate was an injustice. What we're looking at here are the dolls that Doctors Kenneth and Mamie Clark used in their doll studies. The doll tests were a series of studies that Mamie Clark and Kenneth Clark did to try to determine.
So if y'all don't know the history of the doll test, this is in the 40s. Where I'm gonna let them say the names again. Hold
And
on.
racial awareness doll studies. The doll tests were a series of studies that Mamie Clark and Kenneth Clark did to try to.
They were a married black couple, Kenneth and Mae Clark, and what they were trying to do was show the separate but not equal and show the racial constructs that colorism has done to black people. This, like, you gotta if you want to understand, and this is something that, like, when I was in the world, I studied, history, and I was what you would call a blackity black, meaning like I was into, the pro-black and all that stuff like that, but I realized I wasn't as pro-black as I thought, because of course I wasn't an Israelite, blah, blah, blah. And so when you read this, when you listen to this, if you want to understand the psyche, because it's so easy to just say, oh, you just some sellout black person. That's very easy. Just like when everything, if you go through life, right, understand, there's really nothing in life that doesn't have a psychological connotation. Nothing. You ever hear a certain song and that does something to you? That's psychological. Especially if you hear a song and it take you back. I know I do this. My memory to memorizing certain songs, certain movies, is there's a moment that affected me the most when that song might have been playing, when that movie might have been playing. So when I hear certain songs, like the Gap Band, for example, the song Outstanding by the Gap Band, you know the song Outstanding? I ain't gonna sing the rest of it. I know y'all be trying to get me to sing. Listen, if I start singing, the wife applications are gonna jump through the roof if I start singing. So I be trying to hold back. But anyway, the song Outstanding by the Gap Band. Cycle has, like, my memory of the reason why that's my favorite song from one of my favorite songs from my father. Now, the reason why that's my favorite song from my pops is because when my father bought that song, so my father buys that song. My father buys the record. My father buys the record. My father is ecstatic for the record. As my father comes into the house, so my father comes home. Let me see if I can go live. It's 9:27. Let me see if I can go live on Facebook now. Hold on. Let me see. No, let me see. I'm on Instagram. Hold on. Let me see. Go live. All right. So my pops buys the record. My pops come home. He got the record. He playing it on the record player. And upstairs, I lived on 17 Stegman Street, Jersey City, New Jersey. And upstairs, I guess this is story time. Y'all know I got a story with everything. And upstairs, my Aunt Audrey, who was my mother's sister, was married to Bob, Uncle Bob. We called him Uncle Bob. He was a white man. He was a white Jewish man. They upstairs watching Family Feud. My father is jamming to Outstanding. As he's jamming to Outstanding, Bob yells, "Turn that music down, I'm watching Family Feud." And I don't think, like, my father was a monster. Like, my father, in typical, if y'all want to know where I get my attitude from, if y'all ever want to know where I get my attitude from, where I could snap. So when he says, so when white boy Bob, my Uncle Bob, yells and says, "Turn the music down," my father turned the music up. Boom, 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 boom. Music just playing. And he's singing the joint. And Bob then decides to stomp on the floor. Now, they upstairs in the attic. My father, we downstairs on the second floor. He decides to stomp on the floor. My father took off. My father, when I say my father took off, take off upstairs. Yes, and what you'll end up doing, you'll simply call black people sellouts because of their love for white people. You'll call them sellouts for their love of other races that are not our people. But the all test is a prime example. So I'm gonna play the rest of it, all right?
Deterrential awareness in young children, with the implication being that in a segregated society, if children are aware of race and the differences in race, and the differences in how different racial groups are treated, that it would impact how they felt about themselves. What they did that actually became very well known, part of the Brown case, was they showed young children black and white dolls, and they would ask the children, show me the doll that's nice, give me the doll that's the best, give me the doll that looks
so now imagine presenting two dolls, a white doll and a black doll, and asking little kids which one is nice, which one is the best, which one is pretty, which one is ugly, which one is dumb. And the black kids and the white kids are all picking the white doll as the best. The white doll is pretty. The white doll is smart, and picking the black kid as dumb, slow, XYZ like that. What do you do? What are they telling you? Logically, that I believe the white doll and the black doll, and if the white doll is better, then the black child is better than me. And as a kid, you have to think, what am I putting in children's heads? What am I letting children have access to that is teaching them being black means you're ugly, being black means you're slow, being black means you're not nice? Am I leading to the propaganda? Because children don't have access to the internet, to the TV, to books that they read, to books that they don't read. They don't have access to what they're being taught. Everything that they're being taught comes from their parents, comes from their surroundings. So if little kids are learning at a young age that being black is ugly, not being black is beautiful, what does that teach them? It teaches them that they're nothing. And so when you wonder why, when they grow up, they want to fit in white society, why they want to fit in, why they want to run from black culture, why they want to run from being black, is because as a baby, they're being groomed to hate black people. As a baby, they're being groomed to believe that if you love black people, you don't love. That's what they're being taught as a kid. There's a video I'm gonna try to find where it's from like the 70s, where a black teacher is teaching young black kids to love their blackness. Black teacher teaching. Let me see if I can find this. Teaching children to love being black. Let me see if now this is an older video. It's like, it's in it might not be in black and white, but it's an older video. I wish I could find it. If somebody could find it, I would appreciate it. It's like an older video from like the 70s where they're teaching, I'm actually going to talk about Tucker Carlson in a minute. And if anybody, so now y'all know what the live stream is. If anybody want to join, if you got a question, the phone number to call is 862-224-9027. If you're on TikTok, I do believe I have my TikTok as auto accept. and auto accept everyone. So if you do got a question, you can come on stage and I'll gladly answer your question. If somebody can show that video, because you will see videos and say, and that's the thing that I hate the most when, hey, shalom to y'all. That's the thing that I hate the most when we come out and now bring out Jesus is black. Now we bring out Jesus is black and they'll say it shouldn't matter the color. But if it don't matter the color, why do our black kids hate being black? As a baby. Let me see if I can find, let me see. Let me give y'all an example.
The doll test, conducted in the 1940s, exposed how racism shaped them as bad.
I want to see if I can show y'all the videos where they're picking. Let me see if I can show y'all the videos. Now I gotta turn my, so y'all can see this on my screen. Let me turn my camera off. Let me see. We're gonna turn that off for a second. Let me bring you down some. All right, so this should work. Let me see if I can show y'all this. I want y'all to watch these videos, right? I want y'all to watch these videos. I want y'all to
Which doll is white?
Watch this video.
Which doll is black? Which one is pretty? This one.
Which one is pretty?
Woo! Shout out to that.
Which one is ugly? And which one is good? Which one is bad?
Y'all see
Which
that?
one is good? Why is she good?
Because she has blue eyes.
Which one is bad?
I can't keep watching that. You wonder why we have to bring and show how good it is to be black? Because they have taught us forever how bad it is to be black. They taught us so bad, so that it's so bad to be black, that our kids grow up. Those are children. Those not even teenagers. That you could say, those not even teenagers where you could say, those not even teenagers where you could say, oh no, not this one. Not that one. Let me see if this is it. Hold on, let me see if this is it. Hold on. Let me see if this is the video.
Yo, what's up, Cap?
Hey, what's going on? Hold on one second. No, what I'm talking about, here's a video where it's a black teacher. She's in a school. She's in a school environment with black students. And she's educating the black students on what it means to be black. And don't let nobody tell you you slow, you stupid, or anything like that. But in that video, those are not teenagers where you can say they experience life or hardship. Those kids are in the first grade, second grade, third grade. And as they're in the first, second, and third grade, they're knowing at that age that it's wrong to be black. Let me see if this is it. This is it right here. This the video right here. This is what was going on in the 60s. And they called it controversial. Now just remember, in the 40s is when they did the doll test. In the 40s is when they did the doll test, and they exposed how black children believed that white was beautiful, black was ugly. And this is what they call controversial. This is what they were doing in school. Now, they don't do this no more in school because of Brown versus Board of Education. We thought, and this is why you have to know history. Brown versus Board of Education got rid of this. There's another video. Samuel Jackson was doing this, and I'm going to find this and play this one for you too. Samuel Jackson was being interviewed, and he was showing, and he's told a story how he wasn't really around white people in education until he got to college. And as they went to school, because it was black schools, it was more personal. The teachers knew the parents. They would be more involved. They would educate you based on your skill set. It was way better educationally. But our envy of white education is why Brown versus Board of Education existed. And when Brown versus Board of Education, and they won, black people won Brown versus Board of Education, but they lost. Because once they went into the white man's system, the white man got rid of most of the black teachers, most of the black principals, most of everything, and then brought in their education. So their education of history is why now you're fighting. The reason why you're fighting for the transatlantic slave trade and why they calling it a transatlantic migration is because you won Brown versus Board of Education. So now you're not allowed to control what history is taught, what education is taught. The only thing that's universal is the math. Now you go, instead of learning about our true history, you go in there learning European history. Now I want to play this video. Hold on.
Drew awards and protests this was one of the most controversial broadcasts of the 1968 season. It drew awards and protests in equal measure. Here is its key scene.
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
What is freedom?
Freedom is black power.
What is black power?
Black power is...
Do you know what black power is?
No.
Well, then you should never make any statements if you don't know what they mean.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
All right. How old are you, young man?
I am 4 years old.
Now.
You're not 4 yet.
Now, he's not 4. Listen, now, I want y'all to understand. This part when she says, she's going to ask him, how old is he? He's going to say 4 years old. Watch the challenge that she presents to prepare him for the world. Now, they're doing this then. If you're not doing this with your children today, if you're not teaching them to take pride in who they are, and you're teaching them to not take pride, to be ashamed of being black, don't be surprised when your kid abandons their race when they get older. Pay attention to this.
You should never make any statements if you don't know what they mean.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
All right. How old are you, young man?
I am 4 years old.
You're not 4 yet. Now you tell me your right age. How old are you? How old are you?
I am 4 years old.
Are you sure you're 4?
Yes.
You're gonna let me turn you around and tell you you're some other age? You're 6 years old, Eric.
No.
I can't hear you, Eric.
No.
Are you being frightened by me?
No.
I'm a teacher. I said you're 6.
I am 4 years old.
All right, then. You stand up for it, then.
Sidebar, what's crazy is I thought that was a woman talking, and that's a man. That's crazy work right there. I'm gonna play the rest of it. Hold on. Let me play the rest of it.
You shouldn't be weak to stand up and say it. You ought to scream it in my face if I try to tell you different, right?
Yes.
Have a seat. Stand up, young man. Are you a Negro, Travis?
No.
Are you a flunky, Travis?
No.
What are you?
I am black and beautiful.
And what else are you? Are you a boy?
No.
What are you?
I'm a man.
What kind of man?
Black and beautiful man.
Or what kind? Are you an old man or a young man?
Young man.
You, young man, you come here.
Now, imagine if that stayed resonating. If that thought process, if that teaching stayed resonating. And you know why that teaching was birthed? To counter the slavery, the porch monkey, the spear chucker, the blackface, everything that America did to vilify. When black people came to counter it, they were attacked for it. They called that controversial. How is it controversial to teach young kids to love themselves in a society where they're being taught not to love themselves? If you don't arm your kids at a young age to love being black, to love being beautiful, that you're not a boy. Now, they are boys. So the reason why he's teaching them to say young man is because that's what they told them all the time. You're a boy. Sit down, boy. Because they would call grown men boys. They wouldn't allow a grown man to be a man. They would teach them to be boys. Even the age. You know what the whole thing about age is? To stand on the truth. He's a 4-year-old kid. Don't let nobody tell you 6. Don't let nobody tell you this. Stand on what you believe in. Now, if that would have resonated, they vilified James Brown for the song Say It Loud, I'm black and I'm proud. As if that was racism, when really it was counter racism. It was counter racism because black was told they're ugly. To this day, black people think being black is ugly. Even being called Negro was not something that they wanted to accept. And then we gave all that up to integrate.
Hey, Cap, can I interject one time?
Yes, you can.
A little bit?
Yes, you can.
Hold on 1 second. I was waiting up there. I had a question.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Willard. In fairness,
Okay,
yeah, he was in front of you. Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I was just listening to a few things you said. I'm not quoting you verbatim, but you said, like, being black is awesome. It's a good thing, right?
Right.
Do you think being white is contrary?
Do I think being white is what?
Contrary to being good.
Why do you ask me that?
I'm just curious.
I'm just curious as to everything that I'm talking about being black. Why would you take the time to bring white into it?
Exactly.
Well, no, because you were referencing the people who talk about how being white is good, and they were teaching being black is bad. And
Right.
how it should be in school that being taught to be black is actually good. And so I was just curious.
Why did I say it should be taught in school that black is good? Why did I say that?
You were referencing how it's good because of teaching kids to, or teaching young
But
black
why?
men or
I'm
young black
asking
people to
why
keep their
did I say it?
identity.
If you was listening to what I said, why did we have to do it? Or why should we do it?
I would say that it's being taught the contrary, and you were saying that's important.
Right.
People keep their identity.
So I'm saying that it should be taught because we were taught by white people that it's bad, right? Caller, you got to mute your phone, caller. I'll get some background noise, right? You hear me, Peony? I think that's how you say your name. Peony, you T company. Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
So I said we only have to teach that because of the attack that we're facing, right?
Right.
So does it matter?
I'm
So
tracking.
so does it matter if white is good or bad to them?
To the people who you're teaching is that being black is good?
Yeah.
Should it matter?
No. Should it matter? No, that's not what I asked you. I said, does it matter if white is good or bad?
To the people who are being taught that black is good, yeah, I think it should matter.
Why?
Because I think that not only functioning within a society that is diverse in terms of racial identity,
Right.
should people be understanding and inclusive of other people.
You represent the problem I'm talking about.
Exactly.
If I could, I'd do one mic policies on here. If we could, no problem, brother. It's not your fault. I didn't tell you, so that's not your fault, brother. You good?
Wait. If I could just agree with you, Cap.
You don't agree with me on nothing.
Hold on.
You just said they gotta be in a society that's inclusive. And so
do you believe in? Do you believe
no,
in
I want you to be quiet. What I
system?
want you to do is just be quiet, because you just said we gotta believe in a society that's inclusive. Yes, you did.
No, I said we live in a society. That's
no problem.
inclusive.
What does that have? What does living in a society? You know, the white man that created the colorism, the white man that created this environment, he's lived in this society too, and he rules in a society where he prides himself on being white and being against black people. Throughout this whole time, did I say we have to teach kids to hate white people?
Wait,
Answer the question. Hey, you gotta mute your mic. You gotta mute your mic, dude.
Nah, you didn't say that. And that
okay, so why are you asking? So why are you asking
me
about whether white is good or not?
Because you just said it yourself that we live in a society where the white man rules and the white man teaches
But that's not what I said was
and
the
being
but
black
I
is
didn't
bad.
say no, yeah, but I didn't say that we have to look at white people anyway. But your
No,
first question,
that's not what I'm
you
asking.
came off mic and your first question was being concerned about how I feel about white people. After all this black talk, about all this children talk, you're more concerned with how I should feel about white people. You represent the problem.
Cap, we agree. Hold on, we agree.
We don't stop saying we agree. Just say what you.
But you gotta.
I'll listen to whatever you say, long as you don't say we agree, because I don't agree with nothing you say.
Okay, cool. Do you believe in a segregated educational system?
I believe we should be segregated. Yes.
Good. So do I. So we agree on some things. Good job.
We don't agree.
We're on the same page. Oh, so we don't agree on segregated educational systems. Oh, so you don't believe in segregated?
No, I do. I just don't believe what you're saying. I think you're just switching. I just think I think you're absolutely lying right now. That's what I believe.
I believe that we live in an inclusive society, but I believe that educational system should be segregated for the very reason and videos that you just showed. You can't show videos, or you can't teach the things that were shown in those videos in a classroom full of both white and black kids. It ain't gonna work.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna teach one to love one and one to hate the other.
No, you're not. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You too sensitive. That's what you are.
Sensitive?
Yeah, because white people teach whatever they want in the class system, don't they?
That's not my experience in the American school system, but
yes, they do. Everything you learn in the school system is a white man's curriculum. It is not a black person's curriculum. The history you learn has nothing to do with what we want or don't want. The English we learn has nothing to do with what we want or don't want. The only thing that's universal is math and maybe science and chemistry and stuff like that. But when it comes to history and English, that's all what they want. And they didn't say, let's not teach it this way because they're going to be offensive, nor did black people start hating them. They actually love them. That's why they love them. Black people love them because of the school system. And so, no, I don't agree with your position, and I don't think that you have to change the narrative. When you get to, now probably when you go to college, you probably could get more specific. But you can learn black history. You can learn that. They can put that in schools if they wanted to. They can put black history in grammar schools if they want to. Just like if they can put, you know, they can put the community in there, right? You know, they put community education. Right now, I'm gonna have a video I'm gonna play where they're fighting for putting SEX education in schools so that they can learn the community education. And you don't hear them saying, well, we can't do that because it's going to be offensive. Only a sellout like yourself would say that would be offensive.
Wait, how am I a sellout?
Because you don't want to do it.
Don't want to do what?
You don't want to do it because it'll be offensive.
No, I do want to do it. I just want you to do it where you're at, and I want me to do it where
you
I'm
just
at.
said, don't you think that would be offensive? You care about it being offensive. You do.
No, I didn't. No,
you be quiet. You be quiet. You be quiet, and I'll be quiet for a minute. To my TikTok audience that's on the stage, did he bring up that it would be offensive or not inclusive? I don't want you to speak. You and I just want the witnesses. I just said you be quiet and I be quiet. And I posed the question to the stage and to the audience. The audience is answering and saying, that's what you said.
The question
I want you to be quiet and I be quiet and we let them listen.
I don't give a damn about offensive.
No problem. And I don't care about you being on the stage. It's not that deep.
Good job, brother.
No problem. And just so y'all know, I like to engage in that because remember what I said. The reason why you're going to have black people that still want to assimilate with white people is because of what they went through as a kid. And I guarantee you, he grew up like that as a kid and nobody freed him. Nobody freed him to let it be okay to just have a black conversation and not include white people. Somebody got to do it. For sure, white people's conversation about black people is we're predators. Three-time felon. That's the white conversation. Can we have the black conversation? So Willard, it's on you, brother. Oh wait, and after you, I'm gonna get the call on TikTok on my phone. Go ahead, brother.
My bad, man. I just wanted to step in. A little pushback.
I agree with what you're saying. This guy came off the top. He was the one, you could tell that he just grew up around white folks. And he loved more, he liked himself. He loved white people more than he liked
That's
himself.
a fact.
Now the pushback that I wanted to do was Brown board versus the Board of Education.
Okay.
There's a little pushback because I'm from the South,
Right.
up in Mississippi.
Oh,
And some of the history of Brown board versus the Board of Education in the South was culturally different than the North. I've been following you for a long time, brother.
Okay.
And I know that you live kind of up in the North. So the access to education in the North was way different than the access to the education in the South because the culture difference. So the Brown versus the Board of Education when it came to black men and women of the South was more so because we didn't have the equal. We had old books. We had information that was old and deleted, and we wouldn't have gained in education because of those things. And when I say I'm speaking on the science book, the math books, and I'm speaking on those books, not necessarily history.
In the South, were there a lot of HBCUs in the South?
It is. I went to a HBCU and I went to a white school in Europe. So
right. So of course I would say behind the 8 ball would be a perfect way of explaining what you're saying,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Right. But it's still I still think we should have I think it would have been better to just fight through being separate instead of joining, because I did a lecture one time on civil rights versus segregation versus integration, right? And one of the things that when we did win the Brown versus Board of Education, we lost a lot of black teachers and black principals since that time.
Yeah, and we lost a lot of black leaders in the community. Because
right.
when
so that's
Brown versus Board of Education, we had black flight. It wasn't just white flight. Black folks was moving out of the hoods because they didn't want to be around us. Like that guy who you were just talking about. They didn't like us and don't like us.
Right, and so that's my pushback on Brown versus Board of Education. I'm not taking away from that we had bad books, that we didn't get the best, because I mean that's indicative of our towns. But when I look historically, how we were able to still build in spite of, so in a sense, it's better now than back then. In this regard. The amount of pain that we suffer from is a little bit less. It's not as hard. I'll say that. Like I was bringing up earlier today, like ice cream we can eat, barrel of laughs, being able to walk down the street a little freer. But it's such a thin line, because as I'm saying that, right, it's better, then I'm thinking about our communities and cities and then how our communities and cities were back then. Yeah, it depends a little bit on if it really was better or not.
And where you from, that's the kind of thought process I wanted you to understand. I'm 51. I'm assuming you're roughly around my age.
I'm the same age.
Yeah, so we kind of grew up during the same time frame. But black in the North wasn't the same black as in the South. And because we had so many things that was going against us, it looked different. Like I'm old enough to remember where I really felt like if you dated a white woman, that she would later say that you raped her.
Right, exactly. I agree with that.
Deal with that, and that kind of thing up north wasn't as predominant. Like you probably grew up in this, and I don't want to tell you how you grew up, but you probably grew up seeing white and black people dating one another and not really thinking much of it.
No, that's actually false.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, we grew up, we saw white people. It was like lunch meat. It's like lunchtime. We was robbing them. We did not want to see a black and white person. Like where I grew up in Jersey City, it was more Latin and black that was around. A white person was strange to us. Like seeing a black and white person together, that was not the move for us. Like where I grew up, I'm in the 70s, 80s, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then by the time the 90s come, that's when there was a boom of "I'm proud to be black" was kind of it was almost coming back, you know, especially through the hip hop. That's when, you know, they infiltrated hip hop, if you want to say, and then started letting the gangster and more provocative music take over. So the Public Enemies and the X-Clans and stuff like that, they would diminish them. So I came up, you know, listen, that's back when I thought I was African, man. I had my little African book bag and shit. With the black fist? Yeah, listen, man, I had all that. You couldn't tell me. I ain't wear the hat though. I ain't wear that African hat. I ain't never wear the hat. But I had the book bag though. You couldn't tell me shit about that. But no, so I didn't grow up with that. Really, I don't think nowhere. I think in the 90s where it wasn't. In the late 90s, I think, is where it started being frowned upon, because it wasn't really frowned upon. Excuse me, it was frowned upon, at least in my time, in my zone. Like, we wasn't being with a white woman. But you had some people that did look at white women as a trophy.
Yes.
You had that too. But I think that was universal. Now, accepted, I would say no. But did they think that way? Yes. Or if it wasn't a white person, it was a red bone black person. Yes. Those were the ones that you wanted to get. Like, I came up, man, I was getting all the dark-skinned women back then. I used it to my advantage.
Was a thing.
It was a real thing, like, because them dark-skinned women wasn't getting no men. So shit, man, that's, you know, the bait was a little easier back then, you know what I'm saying?
We were talking about Prince and all them guys who was light skinned.
Right.
You know, that was the thing back then until Wesley Snipes moved in.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes came in and then he changed it. Angela Bassett come in. There was some black, you know, dark skin, but and that's just the environment of the colorism. And so we was all victims of that, whether you used it for your advantage or disadvantage. But I know I used to, you know, take pride. You know, that goes, my pops probably plays a part in that too, because my pops wasn't really, you know, messing with no white women. But on the flip side, my brother used to love them white women. Like we was like opposites and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so I do want to get to the other call.
For us in the South, I think it was a lot more dangerous though.
Definitely. It was definitely a lot more dangerous for y'all than it was. Yeah. Like up north, it was more so cops. It was more so coming through the back entrance. It wasn't as blatant as it was in the South. In the South, it was definitely y'all got that pure redneck racism.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all got that pure as the driven snow. Yeah. I'm racist to the full extent of the law. That's what y'all got out there.
Like if I've been called a nigga before from a white man, like I've been called that when I was working at Walmart as a teenager. So that's a lot different. And you're thinking like, okay, I'm finna beat this man up because he called me a nigga. No, that wasn't that wasn't the environment.
Right. You know, I get what you're saying. Like they said it, and you couldn't do nothing. That's what you right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. And you, do you want to fight? Do you want to push back and be that? Yeah, you want to do that, man. But you got to think about it. I lived in the same time as Emmett Till, when Emmett Till was killed. Same time, Mississippi. And I know the history. I know the white people still have Klan meetings to this day there. So
that's crazy work. But I appreciate it, man. I do got to get to other people on the line, but I do appreciate it. Definitely, man. Anytime.
All right.
Next up is Drop City.
Hey, what's going on? Shalom, Cap.
Hey, Shalom. What's going on?
So I had a actually question for you. I've been trying, you know, I had that convo with you and Captain Cop Tazaryach the other day when we was on the phone, and I was trying to establish just like some, you know, core tenets, right, of the faith, right, and because I was wondering if there was like some kind of like syllabus or some kind of agenda that I could learn, that I could stick to, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's called
like a
class.
guide.
It's called class Monday through. It's called class Monday through Friday, and taking notes.
I mean, yes, I do that.
The syllabus is Monday. If you're in New York, Monday is history, Tuesday brotherhood, Wednesday the law, Thursday scripture breakdown, Friday Hebrew language, Saturday Sabbath. There's your syllabus.
I have a question for the host.
So if you could wait a second, you just gotta wait. If you don't have the patience to wait, you can leave.
And I just wanted, because I was writing down something that I thought were like pillars, and I wanted to know if this was right on, if I'm missing something, if I'm misinterpreting something. Like,
come on with it,
being that we got established lineage.
Come on, brother.
Forefathers, right? Through the paternal line, IO salvation, keeping the Levitical laws and commandments, and true monotheism. Denial of the Trinity, their doctrine. Right?
Yeah, you sound like the truth is not a college book. The truth is, don't look at the truth like a college book. Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, here's the conclusion of the whole matter, right? Fear God and keep the commandments. This is the whole duty of man. That's what the Bible says. You don't, it's like this ain't something that you study for a time and then you upgrade it and stuff like that. That's not what the truth is. It's something you live every day. You keep the commandments. That's where you start. So for us, the Most High is our God. Christ is the King of Israel. He's our Savior that God sent, and we keep the commandments. That's it.
Shalom, Cap. Appreciate the time.
Hey, no sweat. All right. Caller, hold on. Next person is, I don't know the order that y'all came in here, so I'm going to say RG3.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
You got to mute your phone, 702. I can hear your background, please. That's okay. 702-741. Can you mute your phone? If you can't, I'll have to hang up on you. Thank you. Go ahead, RG3. What's your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, Cap, that first question, I just got two questions, but the first one is, how could you prove that the Bible that you're reading right now is in its purest form and that it's authentic and that, it's authentic. It's, how do you know it's 100% authentic?
The Old Testament was already completed when the New Testament came. And then the New Testament was completed before the first century was over. That's historical fact. So the way that you know we read the King James 16:11. So the way we know that it's the purest translation is by comparing it to those records. And so if we read Genesis 1 in the King James, and then we go to the Hebrew of Genesis 1, and it matches, that's how we compare it. If we go to Matthew, and we read it in English, and then we go into the Greek that it was written in, that's how we compare it. So for us, that's how the KJV was translated. King James took the top Greek scholars and the top Hebrew scholars and had them translate the records, even though King James did not believe, for example, King James didn't believe in the Apocrypha, but he still kept that in there because he knew that was of God. So that's why we use the King James. So when it comes to Wisdom of Solomon, Second Ezra, stuff like that. So once you compare it to what it was originally written in, and that goes with anything. If you had a Spanish book, you translate it to English. If you want to know if it's authentic, you go find a book that it was the language it was written in and make sure it's that way, because there's two different types of translations of the Bible. You have something called a thought-for-thought translation and a word-for-word translation. The thought-for-thought translation run from those because those are translations of what they think the writer was trying to convey. Then you have some that are word for word, but they take verses out. Like the New King James takes verses out of the Bible. So you want to stay away from those too. So that's how we go. That's what we go by.
So, and my analogy would be, because what you're saying makes somewhat sense, but it's still a long, like from beginning to now, and they still printing new versions of the Bible today. So I did hear you say that you did want to stay away from some forms of the Bible. So you would agree that some forms of the Bible today,
some translations of the Bible,
but some form, okay, regardless, there's still been things. Do you believe that
the regardless part, you gotta be careful with the regardless, because I only go by one translation. The King James 1611 is the translation that ISUPK goes by. So every book, chapter, verse, every verse in there is intact. If you name a book outside of that, I'm probably going to agree with you. But with the King James, we have verified that that's the closest and most accurate translation of the Hebrew and Greek text.
So along those lines, right? And I like the fact that you said that, because Chatizad, he didn't want to, he did something else. He didn't say something else. He just muted me and took me off the call. But anyway, so you would agree.
You might want to be careful saying that, because once you say Chatizad did something to you, my antenna goes up, because it makes me wonder, why did he do that to you? So if you can get to your point,
I asked him the same questions I'm asking you, so it wasn't like, I wasn't being disrespectful or nothing like that. But the point that I'm making is that what I was trying to ask him is, in my analogy and my understanding is, the people of God are more valuable than pages.
One second. My history verified in the chat. I don't know who. Oh, somebody else must be tagging you in the comment. But go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. My analogy, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be quiet. You get on to your next caller. But my analogy was, if the people of God are more valuable to God than pages and ink, right? If the people of God have been tampered with, if the people of God have been altered, if the people of God have been taken out of their language, culture, things of that nature, and the people of God are more important, why wouldn't the enemy tamper with the book? If the people of, what's more important to God, is flesh and blood or pages and ink? The flesh and blood would be more important to God, to me. And if the people of God have been tampered with, what would stop the enemy from tampering with the book? That was my analogy that I was trying to
Gotcha. I understand what you're asking. So now in the Bible, in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, it says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Right? So when it says seal the book up, it's not talking about not having access to the book, because the book, of course, has been in circulation. The children of Israel have just been being awakened to understanding the Bible. So it's not talking about the book itself being sealed, but it is talking about the understanding of the words being sealed. Even Yahushua said it in Matthew the 13th chapter. He said, "For seeing they see not, and hearing they hear not." So when you say what's more important, the words or the people are more important. Okay, and so the manipulation of the people did not come from what's written in the words.
I didn't say that, but go ahead.
I didn't say you said that, but I could see why I said that. You just said, "I'm gonna let you go," and I didn't interrupt you till you was finished.
Oh, okay. No,
so now I don't need you to say anything. Your silence is submission.
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't interrupt you. I don't need you to say anything else. Thank you. Because I didn't interrupt you. I can see why Kadazai hung up on you, because I gave you the respect of the floor. So the white man or anybody that took these scriptures, they didn't manipulate the scriptures. They manipulated through teaching and imagery. So when we go to Acts 13:1 and we see the disciples described as the N-word, they didn't take that out. When we see the image of Jesus Christ as a blue-eyed, stringy-haired white man, but we go in the Bible and he's described as something else, they didn't take that out. So they didn't take the scriptures and then you can read them in the original language that they was written in when it was controlled by us. So the best way, the best cut is, like, if you go to word for word, like when I battle Christians, I'll land with this. When I battle Christians, for example, in Mark the 7th chapter, when Christ says, "It's not what goes into man that defiles and what's come out." When you get translations, it'll tell you he cleaned all meats. It'll be in parentheses. That's altering. But when you go in the language that it was written in, you'll see that the subject wasn't about unclean foods at all. It was about washing hands. So it's never been them changing the words in the King James. It's been them changing the teachings and pictures. All right. Now, before I don't know if you got a response because you said that was your last response when you spoke.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to respect you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to come, and that's not why that's not why he muted me or he took me off the call.
His name is Kata. But you did say that was your last. You did say that was your last response.
I was gonna respond, and then you came and you asked me the question, so then I unmuted and I started talking again. But it's all love, bro. I appreciate the response. I appreciate your wisdom, Cap, and yeah,
No problem.
I appreciate it.
All right, no sweat. All right, next person is who's that? Vlam?
No, Tismala.
Tismala. Yeah, I was coming to you. Good. Vlam, be quiet, please. Thank you. Tismala.
So an issue that I have with you personally is so I was adopted by a white. My adopted parents are white, and my culture is white. Like I'm black, but I culturally identify as white.
When you say you're black, the white part aside, when you say you're black, meaning you had a black father and mother.
But yeah, like I was born black, but I was raised white. My adopted parents are white. And my issue that I have with you is whenever you guys make statements of like the white person did this, the white person did that, I take offense to that because
of your anecdotal experience, right?
No, it's not because of my anecdotal experience. So I don't think that y'all should keep talking about people like that who.
But why?
Have given blood to free our people.
But why? Who's giving blood to free our people?
White Americans have given blood to free our people.
And are we free? Because we're not free.
Yeah, we are free.
How? Break it down.
So I can go out if I want to go out and go to college. I can go to college. If
that's not free. That's not free.
How's that not free?
Where were we taken from?
We were taken from Africa.
And where were we free to? Where was we free to?
What do you mean?
Just what I said. You said we were free. Where were we free to?
Like our ancestors?
Let me give you something I know you'll understand. Was the Jewish man under German oppression?
Yeah.
And then they went to World War to get them free, right?
Yes.
What did they do? Did they leave them in Germany, or did they give them a place to live of their own so they could be free from their oppressor?
They gave them a place to live.
Right. So when you say we were free, what land was we given to be free from our oppressor?
So we weren't given.
Can I just wait. I just need you to answer the question. What land were we given to be free from our oppressor?
We weren't given any land, but we were given rights.
No, slow down. Because remember, you're saying freedom. Given rights is like being, here's what and this is why I said it's anecdotal experience. So we don't speak anecdotally. So when I speak, just so you know, when I talk about white people, I'm talking about white people collectively, what they have done. I'm not talking about individual white people. All right? So when you say we're free, I'm sorry, we weren't given land, but we was given rights. Even that's not true. Because we were still 3/5 of a man on the books. When we went and built our cities, what happened to the cities that we built?
They attacked, they burned them down, but you're talking about stuff that happened like
but you say
50, 60 years ago.
Wait. Well, when you say we're free, now you just said we weren't given land. Then you said when we built that, then you said you agreed when we built the cities, they burned the cities down. Do you know what redlining is?
Yes, I know what redlining is. Again, you're talking
what is can you explain what redlining is?
Redlining is basically where they won't issue out loans to people of color so they can't live in certain areas in the city.
But in the areas that they was already living, they couldn't own the homes that they was living.
So why
one second. Because what you agreed with, they put them Jewish people in a land immediately so that they could not be oppressed by the Germans. The rights that you claim that we have still not benefited. And then you say something like that's old. So let's give examples of why what happens old affects you generationally. As they burn the cities down, as they do the redlining, remove us out of our homes, let other nations come and buy our homes. Have we been able to recover from that?
Okay, I'm sorry. You kind of cut off a little bit. Can you repeat that?
I said, as you take in, they burned our cities down. We haven't built them cities back up. As they redline us, so we can't own our homes, they come in and now take our cities. As they build highways to specifically be in black cities, have we recovered from that?
Okay, I'm telling you, no, we haven't fully recovered from it, but the rights that they've given us is allowing us to recover. Black
So
women
when you're free, no, you answered you answered the question.
Black women are some of the most educated.
They're not free though.
So if they were not free,
they're not free. They're not free.
So explain to me why would they allow a group to be?
Because being free does not mean you can get a job or have a career. That does not mean you're free. Because if being free is being allowed to build your city and not let it be burned to the ground out of jealousy, that's free.
Baltimore, Maryland, the governor's black. They vote black. They have black business.
What is having a job? Again, being free. You see, and you are the perfect example of a slave. Right, because you think an occupation, well, every example that you're giving me is an occupation. But if you can't live in your own city without being oppressed by the person that enslaved you, you are not free.
They have their own city.
They do not have their own city. Baltimore is not a black city. It's a city that black people live in.
Oh my God.
And what you're doing is taking one anecdotal experience to go away from them burning our city. You know, them burning our cities means nothing to you. It means absolutely nothing to you. Them redlining means nothing to you. Us not being able to establish our own city with black politics, with a black way of life, is nothing to you. Right now, Donald Trump. I'm gonna give you an example. The black mayor in Baltimore is a perfect example of why Donald Trump should not have sent the National Guard into black cities. Did Donald Trump agree with the Baltimore mayor or disagree with the Baltimore mayor? Thank you. The only black governor in America, was he invited to the dinner with the rest of the black governors? With the rest of the white governors, or did they decline his invitation?
Okay, what does it have to do with
you brought up occupation. You brought up the mayor of Baltimore. So I'm asking you, the one black governor in America, was he invited to the dinner for all the governors?
Okay, no, he wasn't.
But we're free. But you said, listen, you said you don't like the way I talk about white people, and then you're bringing that it's better now. But the one black governor who is the organizer of the governor's group was declined an invitation to the White House to have dinner with them. But you said can I call white people racist for that?
Yeah, you can call them racist.
But you just said you don't like when I talk about white people. But now I can. So I need your permission. So now I need your permission to talk about white people. Is that what you're saying?
No. So coming from someone who was raised by a white family.
Coming from someone that's raised by white people, that's why you'll never understand black people. And I feel sorry for you. It's not your fault. Listen, brother, I ain't angry at you. It's not your fault. I understand that for you, it's gonna be very hard pressed because you were betrayed by your black parents. So, and then you were saved by your white adopted parents. So I'm not being funny. I'm not being facetious. I don't know if you was listening earlier. I said, whenever you're talking to somebody, you have to understand their psychological position, why they think the way that they think. So I know that you think the way that you think, because if black people loved you, then your parents would have loved you. Here's how. You believe in Christ?
Yes.
You believe what? Okay, good. That's good. Was Christ betrayed by his people?
Yes.
Did he say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do?
Yes.
That's what you're going to have to say for your parents.
No.
Yes, you are. Let me just let me finish, brother, just let me finish. If Christ can forgive the people that set him up to be unalived, then we should be able to forgive our parents for the mistakes that they made. Because now, if you don't mind me asking, I don't know if you know or not, do you know why they gave you up for adoption?
No.
Okay, so now, if I was to just think about the black community, more than likely you was given up for adoption because they was too poor to take care of you, or was not mentally fit to take care of you. I myself had a father that was a complete heroin addict, that abused me, not sexually, but physically, beat the shit out of me from a time I was like 2 until I was 12, 13 or 14 was the last time that he really put hands on me. And the only way that I was able to be a better man was to forgive my father. It freed my mind. So you can't let your anecdotal experience of what your parents did to you affect how you look at black people as a whole. You're going to have to forgive your parents. If you believe in Christ and you believe in the Most High, you're going to have to forgive your parents. Your parents made a mistake, but you know what they did do? They blessed you with life. You're only here. No, you cannot. You're only here because of them. And because, no problem. I know you can leave now.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
This is my thing, right? And I don't want to keep you on too long about this topic, but I just wanted to let you know that, and I'm telling you from what I see, when my parents care about the black community, and when they see y'all generalizing, like for example, when y'all say all white people are racist, when y'all make those general statements, I just want you to know that you're hurting people that actually care about the community. If she didn't care about
with everything that I said, you didn't say nothing about having compassion on your parents. You want me to have compassion on white people. Are you going to have compassion on your parents that gave you up for adoption? Are you going to forgive them?
Why would I care more about people who...
Are you going to forgive them? So if you hate your parents, you have no position to come and tell me to love white people in America when the condition that we have been in is a direct reflection of them. Even your white parents are able to adopt you because their white ancestors oppressed your parents so much so that they don't even want to raise children. So now, because they got the freedom to adopt the little poor black kid, I'm supposed to forgive them because you became their pet? And then you want to sit here and fight for me to love them, but you have no compassion in your heart for your own? That's your own. So in order for you to break the curse of your actual father, of your actual mother, you're going to have to forgive your parents. Until then, you're just going to be the pet of the white man. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. I know. I appreciate your time. I'll make a clip out of him. That's bad. That's a bad spot to be in. I do. For the brother, I hope you're still listening. I hope you're able to come to terms with forgiving your parents. Because if you don't forgive your parents, I don't think you love black people at all. And I don't think you will be able to until you get over there. ONS, if you could just be quiet. Radical at the top. Radical Media. Until my phone calls, y'all could call too. I'm going to take y'all calls too. But y'all ain't calling in, so I'm only talking to YouTube until y'all call in. Radical Media, you there? Going once? Going twice.
I'm here.
You got a question?
Yeah, I got a quick question for you, Cap. So I was talking to this brother, and you know, he said he's an atheist. So I want your take on what he told me. He said to the point of God and all of that stuff. He said, like, you know, you don't care to know about God because everything exists because it always supposed to exist. That's the first part of it. And then the second part, when you answer the first part, I'll give you the second part. Because, yeah, it's kind of weird to kind of reason out stuff with people like that. You know what I mean? And I just wanted your take on it. How do approach like a brother like that? You know what I mean?
How do you approach a brother that's an atheist?
Yeah, well, not just being an atheist, but everything that, you know, righteously, consciously tries to discredit it. You know what I mean?
Give me an example of what he discredits.
Okay, so he says one time, oh well, if there's a God, why are people raping little babies and doing all that stuff? There ain't no God and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And what is your response to him?
My response to him is live your life the way you want to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna go back and forth with him, but you know, a lot of times.
What you want. Okay, so here's how you answer him. You answer him by saying, you believe in God and God gave us laws. God said there's a punishment if we break his laws. If we were obeying him, would we be dying? That's what you got to ask him. Because atheists and even Christians and people that say they believe in God will blame God for all the deaths that's taking place out here. Nobody says it's my fault. When we go through something, you know, women do this all the time too. Women do this, you know, they hit and hold their hand. But when we do something, we never think and say, I slept with this whore, that's why I got this disease. I bought this drug, that's why I got arrested. I snorted this drug or used this drug, that's why I'm addicted. I can't afford the drug, so I'm gonna go rob to get this drug. And like even Anthony said in the chat, the devil made me do it. Nobody says I did this because I wanted to. It felt good to sleep with this whore. It felt good to get high. It feels good to be evil. Nobody takes self-accountability. And the thing about the Most High, this is Romans 3. It says, what if some, this is Romans the 3rd chapter. It says, what if some did not believe? Would that make the faith of God, shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? Verse 4, God forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man is a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and overcome when thou art judged. But if our unrighteousness commend the righteousness of God, what shall we say? Is God unrighteous who taketh vengeance? Whether you got to tell him this, whether you believe or not, you're going to get punished for it. Whether you believe or not, you'll get blessed for it. You still have to be accountable for your actions. That's how you got to go at atheists. You got to give them the harsh reality of responsibility. And that's a harsh reality that we all got to take into account. We are the cause and effect of our actions and our dealings with the Most High. If you're good, you'll receive good. If you're bad, you'll receive bad. The one person that controls it is you. All right? Hey, no sweat, brother. All right, ONS, you there?
I'm here.
And I got to correct myself. Apparently, I said YouTube instead of TikTok. So to my YouTube audience, if y'all want to call, or maybe y'all just like listening to the TikTokers, the number to call is 862-224-9027. There's no such thing as free will. There's no such thing as free will. It does not exist. Go ahead, ONS.
What's up, brother? Good to see one of my brothers was here. I just wanna first of all, I just wanna introduce myself. I'm from the islands. I'm from Fiji.
Fiji, like Hawaiian Fiji?
Yeah, there's a Melanesian Fiji. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a Hawaiian, or you black live in Hawaii?
I'm a black Pacific Islander. We Melanesian. So
you Jaffet? Oh, you the happy niggas? Y'all the happy niggas? You Jaffet? Go ahead. What's
yes,
your? Yeah, well, we ain't brothers. We not brothers though, but you Jaffa, you happy. What's your question?
Yeah, no, because where I come from, Fiji, we, I was going to speak with the brother who was here before. You're saying he was adopted by his white parents,
Right.
And I did agree with you, brother, because where I come from, people in my culture, we are black as well.
Y'all not black, man. Y'all just got melanin. Y'all are Hawaiian. Y'all are Jaffet.
Nah, like Hawaiians, they're more yellow skin. We are the dark Aboriginal. We are like the Aboriginal Australian.
Yeah, y'all still. Yeah, you still not my brother though. You Jaffet. I mean, you just got color. Everybody that got color ain't brothers. We don't love that. We not African. We ain't Arabs. They got color. East Indians got color. Y'all just got color, man. But come on, what's your question, man? Stop trying to be my brother. Listen, y'all, Jaffet, y'all gonna be good. Y'all the happy tribe. Y'all happy. Y'all gonna be all right.
Okay, my ancestors I believe, and my ancestors said, we came from America. The true America was it was in the Bible. All the stories of our...
Hold on 1 second. What I need for my YouTube audience too, y'all know what I'm gonna tell y'all. We got 500 people in the audience. We only got 184 likes, man. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. It don't cost nothing to just double tap the screen. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. All right, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, no, I don't have a question. I just want to agree with you because in my culture, where the white man became colonizer.
Yeah, thank you, man. You say what?
We were colonized by the British.
Yeah. Listen, the white man colonized everybody. He definitely did that.
Oh yeah, the white man colonized everyone.
That's right.
And I agree because in my culture, sometimes when we, if we have babies and you're poor, so because we're systemically racism in Fiji,
Mm-hmm.
And if you're black, you're poor, you send you give your kids up for adoption because for the system is against us, and we change our name. Even some people they change the name into a white man name to excel in life in the system.
Yeah. So it looked like you hate him like how I hate him.
Brother, do you know
I'm not your brother, man. Listen, you can hate the white man, but we ain't got to be brothers, though, man.
I'm a black man, as you see.
You know, you Hawaiian. Listen, you are Hawaiian. You're Jaffet.
Bro, we are not Hawaiians. We are Fijians. There's different. In the Pacific...
Yeah, we different. Thank you. Now you want it. We different. That's what I'm saying. We different.
Yeah. And I just want to say, my culture as well, he says, like, we came out from America.
Okay.
My ancestors, they came and they settled in Fiji. We were the tribe of Naphtali.
Okay.
And I was just saying how...
You say you the tribe of what?
Naphtali.
Nah. Wait. Okay, so here's what I would say. Let's say, because it sounds like he's trying to fight hard. Let's say if you are from the tribe of Naphtali, the Hawaiians aren't. You might be saying you might have started in the Americas and then you migrated over there, and you saying that you're from the tribe of Naphtali. We would have to just investigate that. I would never, when you break it down, right? I would never say. You just want to say what?
Sorry, because the white men, like they came to us and they said, "Oh no, you came from Africa." No, bro. We didn't come from Africa. We like.
As he fighting so hard, this nigga might be a nigga after all. He might not be a happy nigga. He mad. He said, "I'm gonna show you." We would have to investigate it first. Yeah.
Like you blacks in America, you guys are the natives of America. You know, nothing.
Yeah, this nigga trying hard. Hey, Sarah, can you mute your mic? We can hear your children in the background.
It ain't no ginger cookies.
Sarah, hey, we don't want to hear about your ginger cookies, Sarah. Can you mute your mic, please? Yeah, let me help you out, Sarah. We don't want to hear about them ginger cookies. But yeah, if you send me the information and we can confirm you one of us, I would gladly call you my brother. I just be leery about calling people my brother that be capping. I don't know, but you going so hard. I don't know if I can say you capping.
My ancestors, they fought, and they were, after they lost the war, our history was wiped, and they changed our gods. They made us believe in the white Jesus, and like look at our ancestors as Satan's, and like they're evil spirits. But we were systemically eradicated from from our true self. We are like and the level they told, like same as what he's doing now to Palestine. They told us that we were cannibals, but we weren't. We weren't cannibals. They came. First thing, when they set up the system in Fiji, they came to my country and they said, okay, we want you to work, we want you to pay tax. And we said, no, bro, we everything's free, everything's from God. Why should we work? Like I was saying, our ancestors look, like they say that we are in our own land. Why should we work for the white man to pay tax?
I agree.
All these things, everything, like, I come from the place where we were. Same thing happened in America. Even if a Fijian, if you want to settle your bank. So when this is 1800s, but we're talking 1800s. When they came, they settled bank, they settled the system. And if a Fijian want to open his bank, he needs a white man to come with him, to be his guarantor.
All right. Deep. Yeah, it is, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to take the next person, all right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, man. On the phone line, so my TikTokers, I'm going to come to y'all in a second. I just want to get these phone calls out the way. 917-995.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, what's up, guys? Come on.
Hey, wait 1 second. Hey, ONS, Fiji. Where is that's not when I said Hawaii, you agree, but you're not talking about Hawaii, are you?
We're Pacific. We Fijians. We the black.
No, I'm not talking about black. I'm talking about. Slow down, Swifty. I'm talking about the region of Fiji. Fiji is where?
South Pacific.
South Pacific. Okay, I just wanted to correct myself, just to make sure I said the right thing. I ain't never been over in that area. Okay, so that's South Pacific area is what you talk about, right?
You must come, bro. We're friendly. We're the happy ones. We're friendly. We open our doors to you.
All right, thank you, man. I just wanted to clear that up. All right. 917-995, what's your question?
No, I
said 917-995. If your number's is your number 917, sis?
I don't know. How do I know?
You don't know the phone you talking on?
I thought that was like an order or something.
No, sis, no. I call a phone number, so when I call you, what area code what's your area code?
My bad, I'm sorry.
What's your area code, sis?
My area code is 216.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
No problem, sis. Just bear with me a second. All right.
I got you.
Thank you. 917-995.
Yeah, when you asked her number, I thought she was going to cut her off. I said, no, I don't do it.
No, so she wasn't being rude. She didn't know. It's all right.
No, I know, but you do that to people a lot.
Yeah, if I feel it in the spirit, I do it. I didn't feel that one in the spirit, so I didn't do it. But what's your question, man? What's up?
You know how you've given some examples of things in the Bible that science has proved only now in modern times.
Right.
Like the springs and the
life in the blood, the springs, the mountains, right.
Yeah, I was just asking if you could give me a couple of those.
Nigga, is you blowing your nose on my goddamn? Did y'all hear that shit?
No, I'm not blowing my nose.
Not you. Not you. The nigga on TikTok just came up here and was like, we don't want to hear that shit, man.
Yeah, that TikTok people crazy.
Yeah, they crazy, man. What's your question?
But yeah, if you could give me some of those verses.
The verses?
Examples.
All right, so the life in the blood is in Leviticus. Hold up. The life in the blood, blood. Leviticus 17:11. That's the life in the blood. The springs the springs and the mountains, I think they're both in Job. Hold on. Where you at? Job 38:16 for the springs. And then mountains of the deep. think that's in Job. Let me try to find the one with the mountains one. I think that's in Job 2. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Which remove the mountains, they were the size or it might be Ezra's that I'm thinking about. The mountains, I might have to find the mountains one and get that one to you. But you got the first two that I gave you, right?
Right. I mean, I didn't write it down right now, but I'm gonna play it back.
Well, what you asking me for, man? If you ain't gonna write it down, man.
That way I can play it.
Oh,
play
okay.
It back like
Okay.
Whenever I call you, I always play it back to listen to.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I was about to say.
Nah,
I thought you was wasting my time for a second.
No, not at all, bro.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I'm still waiting.
Good. You still waiting for what?
For you to check with the general about the number 12.
About the who? Oh yeah. I didn't talk to him about that
the
yet.
Number 12.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him about that. All right, brother.
No problem. All right.
All right. Next up, 216, the sister.
Yeah. Shalom. How y'all doing today?
I'm good to go.
No, I just was listening to you speak to that brother, and I just wanted to I have the same kind of like issue. Like I'm not necessarily like an empathizer with the YC community, but I was raised by YC people, and so I empathize with the brother on many fashions. It's complicated. You know what I'm saying? It is very complicated when you're raised trying to find forgiveness for your parents.
Right.
But I met my mother when I was 22, right?
Right.
But it's kind of like it's still at the same time.
Call her, hold on.
But I feel where the brother is coming from. Like you said that a lot of people we study not taking accountability. And so I guess that's where I.
Well, your instance, I wouldn't say his or yours is accountability, because you're living something that children shouldn't live through. So yours and his is more so having compassion on your parents. Y'all situation is a compassionate one, and we all should have compassion, because even those of us that were not adopted, if you grew up without a father, you got to forgive that father. You grew up without a mother, you got to forgive that mother, because you're here. And what we have, they didn't have. Maybe the opportunities that they did not have and we have now. The lesson in seeing, okay, this is what my parents did to me. This is the effect that I have. Let me make sure I don't do the same thing to my children, so that I can reverse the damage that's done. And you're alive. Like, the best thing that your father and mother did was birth you. And yes, it probably was rough growing up as a kid. How old are you now?
I'm 36.
But now as a 36-year-old woman, you're here. You met your mother, you said at 23 or 24?
I was 22. I think I'm 22.
You met your mother at 22. So that shows that you were strong enough to at least go through that process. And if you can go through that process, you can. I want to read this scripture, and maybe hopefully the brother hears this. And I should have read this when he was on the line. But this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 3rd chapter. I'm going to read a couple of these verses. It says, "Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honoreth his father maketh atonement for sins, and he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure. To honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory in thee. For the glory of the man is the honor from his father and his mother, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children." Because most people look at it like, and I don't know if you heard me when I talked about my pops. My pops was a horrible father, and he was a good father. What I did to honor my father and give honor to his name was I named my business after. So I have a business where I sell Body Oils and Body Butters. It's called Carl Gas Creations. That's my father's first and last name. Now, I did that to bring honor to his name that he could not bring to his name. That's what the scripture is talking about. As we bring honor to our parents' name, you know what that says about you? When people see you and they see you give honor to your mother, give honor to your father, in spite of the living condition that you had to endure, that says a lot about you and them, because that means that they birthed something great. They birthed something good. That your birth was not a waste. You wasn't just a one-night stand child that nobody gave a fuck about. That there's a reason. There's a spiritual reason for why you're born. Because you're the blessing and you're the example. So when you go out into the world and you tell people, I don't know what's wrong with y'all on TikTok. When you go out into the world and people hear your story, you know how many people you would inspire by hearing your story? That yes, I was adopted. I met my mother at 22 in spite of what she did. I love my mother. I love my father. I'm here. I'm a great parent to my children. I'm a great grandmother if you get to that point. And then you become the light. So right now, your parents would kind of represent the darkness, but you're the light of their darkness. You're the reason why they shine. So when they name your when they name your biological parents, let's say Tina and Tom. No, Tom ain't really a black name. Tina and David. So when they think about Tina and David, they'll say, man, Tina and David, man, they might not have been good parents, but they birthed such a great blessing. That's how we're supposed to look at it.
Well, I will say this though. I think that I think it's not just like my parents, right? But I think as a community, because I think, and I've seen somebody in the comments say this is why BLK children shouldn't be. I'm trying to keep it TikTok friendly or whatever. BLK children shouldn't be adopted by YT people.
I agree.
And so when I speak of my parents, it's not only I feel like my parents failed me, but I feel like my community failed me. They turned their backs on me.
Yeah.
Like my auntie knew I was a medicine bomb, and she didn't come get me. And that's and then when you see BLK people adopt these YT children, it irks me. It irks me to my core.
Yeah,
you can afford to take in extra mouths to feed, but you will take in a YT children. And so the only thing that I'm lucky is that my parents were terrible. My YT parents were terrible to me, and I did honor my mother, because when I was taken in, they changed my name from the name that I have now. So when I found my mother, I changed my name back to the name that she gave me.
That's and let me tell you something. Like, I'm sorry, you want to say something else?
No, she named me after her, so I'm actually her namesake, like directly. Like she actually named me Junior.
Think about your community. Now think about how you said the community treated you. You know what you represent? Restoring a community. Because your story is all of our stories, sis. We all grew up in a messed up community. I'll tell you something else. You know, do you follow the Bible at all?
I do. I keep. I consider myself a commandment keeper.
There you go. You believe in Christ?
I'm not affiliated. Well, I believe in the Messiah. I don't.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
So when Christ was doing all the miracles, you know what they said? They said, "Can any good thing come out of Nazareth?" Because that's how bad that's how bad Nazareth was. Nazareth was not a good place. And so just because we grow up in a bad place does not mean we have to be bad. For sure, God can overcome any situation. Look at you. You're the miracle. You was brought up, adopted. They changed your name. You made sure your name went back to your mama's name. That meant something to you. So you're the reverse of the curse, and you're a commandment keeper. As you just said, you're a commandment keeper right now. That means that whatever the condition that you're born in is to make you, but it's not an excuse not to serve the Most High, and you are an example. So when there's young girls that you got to talk to and give them advice, you're an example. You know, sometimes kids will say, you don't know my struggle, you ain't live what I live. Not with you. With you are a living example. And so your story should go out. I'm probably going to make a clip of this conversation so that your story can go out, sis.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
I would say this too. Yeah, I just want to say, like, to the brother, like, when I was younger in 3rd grade, I drew a picture of her in 3rd grade. They said to draw a picture of your mother. And I drew a picture of her. I was thinking of her. I wasn't thinking of my YT parents.
Yeah, that's good
and
money.
when I met her, I gave her that picture. I've always loved my mother, even when I didn't know her. Like, I always loved her.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, sis.
So I just want to reach out to that brother and tell him
Hopefully
that, hey,
he
man,
listens.
like, I understand.
Yeah, I hope he listens.
I understand how you feel, but these are still your people. You can't deny these people, like, as your people. Like, these are still your people. And you have to learn how to forgive, because I forgave my mother before I even met her. Like, I already had forgiven her. So I know it's hard, but I mean, there's no separating a mother from their child. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what she looked like. I don't remember her, but when I saw her, I'm like, yeah, that's my mama.
That's good money, sis. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sis.
Just forgive, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. They say in the mouths of 2 or 3, the matter shall be established. I'm one that said forgive. The sister is another. And then the sister has the same story as him. All right, we're going to wind this thing down now. We got Mimad.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good to go. You got a question?
I wanted to know, have you paid attention to this? And I think, this just confirmed a lot of stuff about, the Most High and his people.
Mm-hmm.
When you go outside of Israel, right, and, people be talking positive, and talk positive, and, like, okay, let me give you an example. Just regardless of what you think of his character or whatever, he really tried to build his career around positive, right?
Who? Who you talking about?
Will Smith, like fires, rapping positive.
You said Jesse? Did you say Jesse?
No, not Jesse.
Oh, who you?
No, I said, I'm just trying to get an example. Everybody know that don't rap. Try to keep a positive in. I said Will Smith.
Yeah, he's a homo though.
Yeah, but now I'm just.
You see him kiss his son in the mouth and turn his son out? I don't. Use Denzel. Use Denzel. Let's use Denzel.
Okay, Denzel.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Okay. But yeah, when you see them, it don't give out the same energy as Israel, right? Cause you can really look at them and you be like,
hey, you gotta mute your phone. 219. Mute your phone, man. I can hear my background.
You could be like, man, it don't give out the same energy. Cause Israel, we don't smoke or do smugs and all that different stuff, and we still look strong. We look more militant than any other. We alpha than any other males. Like if you go outside of us, then they say it look weak. Old boy from Will, what they call that guy that used to be on Fresh Print?
Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
He don't do all that stuff, but look how it's like he couldn't lead nothing. But when we don't do it, we don't get high and we married, we preach marriage and all that, but it's more of a dominant spirit. Is that making sense?
No, you losing me. Yeah, you losing me a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah. Well, what is the ultimate thing you trying to say? Maybe that'll help, because you're losing me a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I'm saying the spirit is more dominant. When I first seen you guys, and I'm like, man, dang, these guys talking, they don't marry, they married, they don't do drugs, they follow the laws of the land, and then at the same time, it's like, man, you don't want to mess with them guys. Like,
okay, so there's a certain, I get what you're saying. There's a certain manhood that you see in us that you don't see in somebody that's more proper. And the reason why it's looked and perceived that way is because the proper way to speak is regarded as a white way of life. Like you talking like a white person. Like talk to me like a black person would talk. And our talk is more slang. And so when you see somebody like us and, we're saying the same message, but people can relate to us by the way that we talk as opposed to the other. But there should be a space for both. Like just because a black man talks proper, he shouldn't be looked at that way. And sometimes it's reflective of, it's twofold. It's twofold. Sometimes it's reflective of the propaganda of the so-called term angry black man. Like, so like when the angry black man is talking, they have a propaganda of that. So they have a propaganda like, yeah, he always loud, he always this, he always that. Then there's another where, on the flip side, where we think talking proper is the better way. So how do both exist at the same time? In the Bible, I'm going to give you a scripture. In the Bible, in Isaiah 11, I think it is. Let me see. I think it's Isaiah 11. In Isaiah 11, nope. Oh, yeah. This is Isaiah 11. I'm going to read verse 2. Verse 1. And then I'm going to read verse 6. It says, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. So we're talking about Christ coming. And under his rulership, this is what verse 6 says, and the wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and little children shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed. The young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. So now what does this mean? What this means is that the voices that are aggressive and the voices that are not aggressive under Christ will live together. So like ISUBK embodies that. So everybody in ISUBK ain't this loud or soft, ain't this tough guy talk, ain't this light guy talk. Everyone is able to exist. Everybody's not strong in ISUBK. Everybody's not weak. Now, we're all strong spiritually, but I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is a carnal aspect of us. So the carnal aspect is you're going to have some men that talk aggressive, or froward. You're going to have some men that talk gentle. Both of them are supposed to be received. But because we don't see manlyhood a lot in the black community, when you see that aggressive, that's going to be received more, because it's like, damn, where's these gangster niggas at, man? And it ain't the type of gangster that destroys the community. It ain't the type of tough talk that destroys the community. It's the tough talk that builds the community. When they see us talking aggressive to that white man, putting the white man in his place, calling him the devil, getting them on their knees and doing all of that, that's received more because it hasn't been seen. But in the real world, and y'all want to see a real world, you come to ISUBK. We call it the One West world. In that world, you're going to see brothers that talk aggressive. You're going to see brothers that don't talk aggressive. And they all exist. And they all teach. And they all do everything. So you're not wrong in what you're saying. You're absolutely right in what you're saying. But the reason why that's not accepted and seen and looked at differently is because of what we've been through in America.
Yes, sir. And like I said, I appreciate everything. Like I said, man, the way, like the scary guys on the block, when y'all come out there, it's shot down, and y'all saying marry, and y'all saying don't do drugs, y'all saying honor your mother and father, and it dominates everything, and it don't look corny. I guess that might be the word. I don't know, but it don't look like the others. It look like it's something more to it, and y'all saying the same thing.
Right.
Like, that the Christian, quote unquote Christians say, but it don't have no, it seems like it don't have no power behind it.
Because it don't.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it don't. But I appreciate it, man. All right, brother.
Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Thank you.
On the phone line, 219-290.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? You got a question or comment?
I just wanted to tell you and encourage you, sir, that, to keep going in the path you're going. And I've been listening. This is the first time I've heard of you. I've been listening to what you've been saying and stuff. And I just wanted to encourage you and tell you to keep going. And when life gets hard or when things get hard, don't give up.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Man, that's good, man. I appreciate that, man. Before I bring the next call, I got to play this video. Before I bring the next call, because I don't want to not play this video, because I thought this was groundbreaking. Give me 1 second. The wrong thing. Hold on. I just got to take my background off so I can play this video. In this video, you're going to see, where is this at? Tucker Carlson is having a conversation. In the conversation, world, 16 million. He's going to say Netanyahu is not Jewish. Listen, they telling y'all that these people are not the Jews or the people of the book. So I want y'all to take a listen to this conversation.
In the world, there are about 16 million Jews total. And 8 million of them live here. The rest live mostly in New York or South Florida and a few other places. Okay. So this is a small population of people. They have connection to this land, historically, biblically. Do they? Yes, they do.
If Bibi's family, we know they lived in Eastern Europe. There's no evidence they ever lived here. He's not religious.
But
in what sense?
How do we know that?
Do you have his family tree? No, we don't.
Do you?
He doesn't. So no one does. That's the point.
But
so how do we know that he has any connection to this land at all?
And if there has been a practice of Judaism and a connection to the language, the Bible, the land.
His ancestors didn't. He doesn't practice Judaism in any rigorous way. His ancestors didn't live here. They didn't speak the language, and there's no evidence they ever lived here. So on what basis does he have a right to be here?
Very much speaks the language. He has fought for the land. His family has fought for the land.
Dodging a very obvious question, which is, where does this right come from? And the reason it's meaningful is because there are a lot of people in the territory that Israel controls today, particularly in the West Bank, who, through genetic testing, we can know their families have been here for thousands of years. We don't know whether they practiced Judaism, whether they were Samaritans, pre-Islam. We don't know that. A lot of them we know have been Christians for 2,000 years. They have less of a right to the land than someone whose ancestors, the only thing we know about them is they lived in Latvia or Poland. They're Eastern European. How does that work?
They're Jewish. Indian.
Now, we've been teaching this since 1969. Candace and all these cats just coming up with this type of logic. We've been teaching that. That's how you know if you want to know we got the truth, you start seeing because black people only respect when white people say it. When white people say it, it's like, oh, that might make sense. Meanwhile, we've been screaming that from the top of the mountains forever. So I just wanted to play that before I bring the last couple of TikTokers on. What is his name? Akmalak Torah.
Shalom, Cat.
Hey, shalom, brother. You got a question?
No, I'm just here chilling, bro.
Okay, no sweat. It says second coming. Is this Jesus? Second coming, you there? Is that Jesus? Second coming, going once. Going twice. Gone to second coming. Oh, there you go. Where you got second coming?
The second coming of the Messiah.
But you're not the Messiah, right? You said what?
You have to have a proof to become the Messiah.
But I'm just saying, are you the Messiah? Yes or no?
Could be.
But you on TikTok. I don't think the Messiah coming back to get on TikTok.
We're giving chance to people.
No,
I
don't think Christ told God, yeah, send me back. I'm gonna go on TikTok, get some followers and shit. I don't think he said that.
Oh no, I don't follow.
And then you only got 222 followers. I don't think the Messiah coming for TikTok.
No, I'm not for those people. I'm from different people.
Oh, okay. What's your question?
The one who believe in the Most High, Yahuwah, and the Messiah, Yeshua.
Yeah. What's your question?
My question is, where do the Israelites get their belief for them to know they're Israelites?
I don't know. What's your ethnicity?
Because of the name.
What is your ethnicity, man? What is your race? What is your
I'm Africa from the tribe of Terror.
How did you get that How did you get that information?
From research in my family bloodline.
Good. That's how we got that's how we got the information. The same way from research.
Okay. So you got your African name.
I don't have an African name. You got an African name. I'm not African. I don't even like Africans.
You don't like Africa, brother. I understand. Captain T.
Hey, you gotta mute your mic, dude. You gotta mute your mic, man.
All right, bro.
Thank you. Did you have any other questions?
No, I'm set. Thank you.
Thank you. James, you up next. James, you there? James, going once, going twice. All right, goodbye, James. It is on you now, Steams. I think that says streams. Streams, you there? You go on mute now. Dude, listen, man, I ain't got this kind of time, man. I don't have this kind of time. What, man?
I said yes. You said it's on you, streams.
I said yeah, so speak, man.
What do you mean? My name's Henny. What am I answering, brother?
Yeah.
I just joined.
Man, shut your stupid ass up, man. Hold on. On the phone line, I got Jerry. It says Jerry on my phone.
Hey, Shalom. What's up, P?
What's going on? You got a question or comment?
Yeah. Since you brought up Tucker Carlson, have you seen that interview he did 3 months ago with that demonologist?
I didn't see that.
If you go to YouTube, put in Tucker Carlson Demon AI. And this dude is sitting up here telling them how the Jewish people is up here using how ChatGPT won't read Genesis chapter 2 for creation because of things that they're trying to make a goyim or some type of clay figure and bring baby stuff to life and things like of that nature. It's a real nice interview to take on what they're doing on that side.
Okay, hey, text it to me. I appreciate it.
All right, shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother. Hey, before I bring the next caller, somebody asked for, hey, I'm gonna kick you off again, man. Mute your damn mic, man. When I asked you to say your question, you didn't get your question. Before I bring the next caller in, somebody was looking for the Louisiana number. The number for Louisiana is 504-516-9455. That's 504-516-9455. Next caller is 602-465.
Yo, shalom, Campus Omar.
What's going on, Ike? What's your question?
Actually, I got a comment and then I got a question.
I could only take one, brother, so whichever one is the most important to you.
So the other day, because I've been at my slavery doing my thing, so I really can't comment when I'm at my slavery. The thing is, I saw you had them boxes. You was driving down the road. I saw it was kind of snowing in the background. You had them boxes in the back. Tell me you got your boy ordered, hot and ready to go out, man. Because
the order.
I actually need that. She need that obedience.
I think it go out. No, it go out tomorrow. Actually,
Right.
Yeah, it go out tomorrow. It goes out tomorrow.
I say no more, Salaki. But no, I had told you, I know you because you had went to Indiana. You went down to my hometown, Chicago. So, I know you had your hands full. You've been busy. So, it's whenever you get to it.
Yeah, it's gonna go Monday. It's gonna go out Monday.
Yeah. I need that hair crack though. Yo.
I got you. It's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go out Monday.
Yeah, it's been working good, man. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I really ain't trying to go grow my hair like that. But I got the little, I've been getting like the little spots of psoriasis in my hair. So I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, whenever my rib, she washed my hair and I use that hair crack. Let me tell. Hold on. Let me promote for you. Let me tell y'all something. Cap, yo, his hair crack, the oils, the cologne, the body butters, yo, Cap is the truth. It does the justice. And you know what?
Try to tell y'all.
For all the fellas, you gotta make sure you get your girl that obedience. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know,
You gotta make her get the obedience, because she ain't obedient on her own. You just gotta get the obedience and give it to her. Now, when you give it to her, she gonna say, "What you trying to say?" The name says itself.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? yo, Cap. I'm finna dip off, but the thing about it, I got Ashley. Ashley got the obedience. Well, I got it for her. And guess what I got?
What you got?
Magnum. Salaki.
All right, get off my phone. Get off my phone, man. Get off my phone. All right, don't sweat out.
Support Cap. Shalom, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
All right,
Thank you. Good looking out, Cap. Good looking out, sir.
On the phone, on the TikTok, I got James.
Now we are the same.
Damn, what the hell is that? James on TikTok. All right, Jay Best on TikTok.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Yes, sir. Just wanted to understand, just more of a broad question, trying to understand the viewpoint. Is the Bible the sole accurate documentation for which the Israelites stand on? And if so,
yes,
are all the books counted as accurate and true?
Yes.
Or are some books...
They're all counted as accurate and true.
Got it. Okay, so everything that's in the Word of God is what your belief system is based on.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Omari.
Blessed day, brother.
Blessing to you, brother.
I hear some Hebrew Israelites say that Ethiopians is God enemies.
They are.
Because Zephaniah say.
Yeah.
Okay. So because Zephaniah say that the Ethiopian will be slain with sword. But if you read the Bible, you will realize that anyone will be slain with the sword if they don't abide by God's rules.
Whether Zephaniah says slain with the sword or not, Ethiopians are Hamites. So they are nothing let me finish. Ethiopians are Hamites, so they are nothing to God. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so the Bible, Moses married an Ethiopian, and God see it right. Is not
No. Hey.
Let me finish talk, brethren. Right? Moses married an Ethiopian woman.
Yeah.
And Miriam and Aaron was like you.
Yeah.
Who fight against Moses.
Right.
And God had nothing against it. God glorified Moses.
Right.
Right? Let me finish talk.
Right.
Let me finish talk.
I'm not stopping you from talking.
Psalm 68, listen. Psalm 68, verse 31. Here we see. It says, Prince shall come out of Egypt. Not Egypt in the east, but Egypt in the west. Because that was before David. He said, Prince, and Prince shall come out of Egypt.
What verse you reading?
Ethiopia.
What verse you reading?
Psalm chapter 68, verse 31.
Okay, go ahead.
Prince shall come out of Egypt, which is the western world. Captivity. Ethiopia shall soon stretch forth her hand unto God.
Right.
So what you saying, brother, is blaspheme against the truth.
No problem.
All of the Hebrew Israelites, all of the blaspheme in the truth.
Wait, hold on. So let me just respond to that. So as Moses married that Ethiopian woman, right? That was before the burning bush, right? Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And so did Moses also create the law that you can't marry a non-Israelite? Did you hear the question?
Yes, I hear the question.
Okay.
I hear the question, right?
Right.
First thing, right? What is an Israelite?
The Israelite is one that descends from Jacob's sons.
Jacob's sons black.
Jacob's sons, I wouldn't say black, because black is a construct today. Jacob's sons were
Was they white?
I wouldn't say white. You just got to listen. Jacob's sons today would be blacks, Latinos, West Indians, Native Indians. But that's not the point of what I'm asking you. Did Moses write a law that you could not marry non-Israelites?
Yes, Moses write that law.
Right.
But
So
then,
now,
but then the Bible
wait.
say,
So this
listen,
is
listen,
wait.
but
You
Moses,
answered, brother. Relax. You answered my question.
But
So
Ethiopians is automatically Israelites.
Ethiopians are not. Ethiopians are fucking Hamites, man. Now let me answer. All you got. I want you. I just want you to. I don't mind going to Amos, but you asked me. Wait. Now you asked me. You asked me to let you finish. Get out your Bate boy feelings. You are look at you acting like a Bate boy now. Can you control your spirit? Listen, control. I want to have the conversation. Just control your spirit. Listen, okay, just control your spirit though, man. Bomba clot, man. Control your spirit. Okay, thank you. Be quiet. Thank you. Be quiet. So now what we have is we have Moses marrying an Ethiopian before he met God. He meets God. Miriam is the one that got the leprosy. Aaron did not. And then Moses is the one that said you cannot marry a non-Israelite. So even though he married that Ethiopian before he met God, he also created the law that you cannot marry a non-Israelite. Ethiopians existed before the Israelites were born. Wait, stop. Listening is an art, brother. Listening is an art. No, I'm not finished. You can talk when I'm finished. I'm not over talking you. You're interrupting me. Like, stop being a Bate boy and be a man. Look at him in his field. Now here's the crazy part. Wait, before you go, Omari, before you go, the sad part about this is that you're a Benjamite, right? You're West Indian? Hey, no, Benjamite is a tribe. Listen, Benjamite is a tribe. Brother, relax, man. Benjamin is a tribe of Israel, brother. A Benjamite is an Israel. What is wrong with this nigga? Yo, what is wrong with you, man? A Benjamite is an Israel, brother. A Benjamite is an Israel. All I'm saying, brother, a Benjamite. Listen, bomba clock. I can't talk to you, man. Listen, I tried. See, I tried. I tried to have a conversation with this dude, Joe. I just don't know what happened to him, man. On the phone line, 832-508. Bomba Clyde. Ross Clyde. You came back? You came back? Stop. Shut your ass up, man. I said 832 on the phone line. Come on with it now.
Yes, sir. Is it me?
Yeah, it's on you. Yeah, it's on you. What's your question?
What's going on, Captain Tazaryach?
I'm good, man. What's your question or comment?
Oh, well, first of all, I got a comment. Baddest body butters on earth. I got that black opium, and I got that fourth dimension, brother. Man, that's fire, brother. Anyway, all I just wanted to say, I didn't really have a scripture breakdown or a question about that. I just wanted to say, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Brakatah. What's going on? I appreciate that,
keep
brother.
Doing what you're doing, brother. That's all I got for you, man.
Thank you, man. Salute.
Hey, man, are there us brothers in here in the gutter? Hey, man, we look up to you, brother.
Thank you,
and
man.
all I gotta say is that's it, brother.
I appreciate
that's all I got
brother.
For you, man.
All right, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, man. All right, y'all. With that, I just want to say before I go, man, that brother losing his mind. What I wanted to say to him was that he's an Israelite like me, and all I wanted to say to him, I said, brother, we brothers. Why are you trying to fight me to love somebody that ain't my brother? Like, I don't understand the damn. That's all I wanted to tell him, man. And I'm gonna tell you what I think. Some Benjamites, and I've had this experience. When you know, most Benjamites, for those that know, Benjamites are like the Jamaicans, Trinidadians, West Indians, stuff like that. And a lot of them consider themselves Judites from the tribe of Judah. And when you tell them they're a Benjamite and not a Judite, sometimes they lose their mind. And I think that's where he was going. Because I think he was going to say, where does it say the Caribbeans are the Benjamites? I think that's where he was going. But I still wanted to just have a conversation with him. But he was losing his damn mind. But with that, man, I am out of here. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until next time, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakathum, Yahweh Shema Thum Bashim Yahshua. All right. All right. Let's go ahead. That was a good live. Now let me get to the motherfucker super chat. To the motherfucker super chat. I ain't driving now, so I could actually read the super chats today. Let's go to the super chats. Shout out to Tazaryach with the $20 super chat. Shout out to Akman the Water Yahweh donate for waking up the sheep. Appreciate that. Blessings. Shout out to XYZ. Blessings to Captain Tazaryach and Bezos. You know, Bezos ain't the only moderator, man. You got your Pa, you got Priest and Officer Hamawar. You got who else is on here? I think I upgraded. America is Burning. I think I gave him a mod. So we got a bunch of moderators that make this show go great. So shout out to all the mods on the joint, on the check-in. And that's all. Easy like Sunday morning. What up, Cap? To Jimmy Johnson. Appreciate that. So until next time, apologies from a true Benjamin. Bezos ain't here trying to make up for her people, man. It's all good. All them crazy Judites that was on here, we all right. So until next time, Shalom, Israel.